Georgia, first of all, great seeing you again. I hope you're feeling well. It looked like things are going okay after you just lit up Syracuse like you did on yesterday. That was some kind of performance.
Yeah, thank you. I'm doing well. I got some sense knocked into me, and we had a couple of great wins, so things are looking good for the Hokies.
I like that. I know you got Virginia coming up this week. That rivalry always runs deep. How tough is it, though, when you know you're not at 100%? Because I know what a competitor you are.
Yeah, I mean, obviously UVA is a massive game. Well, quite literally every game right now for the ACC is massive because of all the commotion and stuff that's happening in the league. But obviously, there's a little bit more to it, being a rivalry match. But I think as a team, we're feeling pretty good. Had these last couple of games to really get our stuff back together. Obviously, Georgia Tech, that was a dominant performance, especially by Liz. I think she was 100%. Well, actually, that's all I remember, her being pretty close to 100% from the field. And then having a good showing out against Syracuse, one of the top teams in the league. And we knew that was going to be a tough one, but we went in there with all the confidence. So, yeah.
Yeah, you went in there with all the confidence because first 11 points of the game belong to you. You're knocking it down from 3. And people go into the Dome and say that it's a more difficult place to shoot just because of the depth perception. It didn't seem to be a problem for you. You finished with 29. When you're rolling that early in a game, take us inside your mind and what you're feeling in that moment.
It was actually kind of funny because I think the first shot was an air ball by Matilda. Sorry to put her on blast, but it really was. And then I think Liz missed a couple, and Liz was running down the court, and she looks at me, and she's like, take some shots. I was like, all right, sure, I'll take some shots. So I think my first one was like a transition 3, and then, from then it was just might as well be aggressive because feeling pretty good. But it's not really like I go into the game thinking, yeah, I'm a score heaps. It's just really me feeling it out. And obviously I tried my luck with the passing early on, and it wasn't really going my way. So I really did just look to be more aggressive offensively, scoring-wise.
Georgia, I know it's a team game, and with you and Liz, it's a great 1-2 combination that we've all enjoyed watching you play. But when you go to Syracuse, a place where they have not lost at home, and Deasia Fair has been nothing short of great, and she can score, I'm sure there had to be a little somebody talking to you on your shoulder like, hey, guess what? You know what? She's going to get hers. Let me go get mine. I know it's a team game, but all of a sudden you start lighting it up like that. I'm sure you had the green light feeling, guess what? It's my day. Let's go.
Yeah, she's great, and I honestly don't think, she's talked enough nationally. She is like one of the top however many point scorers in women's basketball. I think she's like got 3,000 or something like that. Yeah, so, she's an incredible player.
9th in NCAA, she moved into 9th place against you guys. So do you watch, how often are you watching other guards around the league, Georgia, and keeping up? Because obviously I know you have a ton on your plate, but people like Deasia Fair, I know you study them in film if you're going to play them, but how often are you watching just as a fan of the game?
All the time. Like, unless we play them, I'm pretty much a fan. But I think, that's just personally, I love watching people's games. And Fair, she has a unique style. She's just chilling with the ball, and then she'll hit you with a nasty cross and go to work. So, I definitely watch as a fan, and I'm just a fan of women's basketball in general. So, yeah, I definitely keep up around the league, that's for sure. So, yes, going into this game, I was very much aware of what she was going to be able to do. Even a couple of times she scored over Kayla or Carly, and I was like, look, that's just her. Like, we're never, ever going to hold her to 0. She's going to hit some hard stuff.
Georgia, I know that you mentioned the rivalry with Virginia, and I'm sure that Coach Brooks is already working overtime on this. But, all the Who's did yesterday was knock off North Carolina. We know how talented they are. Talk about the rivalry a second, because, we sit here and get enamored with Duke, North Carolina men's side. All these in-state rivalries. It doesn't matter if it's Virginia, Virginia Tech, or whatever the combination may be. Florida State, Miami, list goes on and on. They're different, aren't they? There's a different vibe. There's a different energy when you play games like that.
No, for sure. I mean, obviously the Commonwealth Clash is a massive topic around the school, and, any point you can get, it's a good thing. But I think I said this last year, like, my freshman year was COVID, and I think UVA canceled their season. So I didn't even play them my freshman year. But, sophomore year, they were on the rebuild, new coaching staff. Then last year was like the first taste of how tough they can actually be, because they gave us 2 really good showing outs. And then obviously this year they're super confident. You know, I remember being in the Cayman Islands when they only lost to LSU by 3, but they're a strong, confident team, and you know they've got some firepower, that's for sure. And especially coming off that win to UNC, you know, it's going to be a great matchup on Thursday with both teams playing with pretty high confidence.
Where is this team? Because you feel like this team you mentioned is in a bit of a groove right now. I remember last year after you guys lost to Duke pretty decisively, similar to what happened recently. You guys didn't lose again until the Final Four. You've won every game since the Duke loss when you went out with that injury. What do you feel like has been maybe different as this season has progressed with this team where you are now?
Yeah, I think, you know, you mentioned last year we had that loss to Duke and we kind of turned it around real quick, but I think the difference is last year, you know, we had some new pieces, but like at the core, we were, you know, pretty consistent and we knew what Coach Brooks wanted. But this year we just have so many new pieces and everyone trying to figure out their role. And, you know, someone like Liv is doing a really good job right now. She's figured out what is needed from her and her role, so she's been able to succeed. And, you know, our freshman babies are coming along, and everyone talks about Carly and the spark she brings, but we forget that she's just a freshman too. So I think, you know, this groove is different because I think we're finally figuring out where everyone is like the most effective, really, and how to gel and work with and around each other.
By the way, Georgia, I'm sitting here at home because the studio is in my basement, and my best bud is at my feet, Brother Fuller, and I don't know if we can get a shot of him. He's got his big tennis ball with him, and he may be sound asleep. But I understand that you've got a companion with you celebrating a big day today.
Yep, it is Winnie's birthday, her 3rd birthday. She's currently in Liz's room because I was afraid she was going to bark too much. But if you would like to see her, I would be more than happy to bring her back.
Yeah, this is a dog show for sure. So there she goes.
Winnie, happy birthday, Winnie.
Oh, here comes.
Winnie's going to be so excited she's let out of the room.
Does that remind you of home, Taylor?
You know what, Pack, you don't even know. Mitch had a horrible night last night. Apparently kept the dog sitter up, throwing up all night. So this is where I'm at right now. Happy birthday, Winnie! You guys, this is your ACC PM message. Thank you, Liz Kitley, on the assist. Adopt, don't shop. Look at this beautiful pup.
Yep, she's a big one.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Liz, what's up?
So it's a big 3. You say, there's Kitley. Yeah, there's Kitley. There's the problem child right there, Liz Kitley. The dog's great. It's Kitley's the problem.
It wasn't Winnie barking, it was Liz.
What does Winnie get for her birthday?
Probably just some extra love and treats. The bark box.
Bark box for the win.
You know, I feel like ACC PM is kind of the Virginia Tech family because, you know, we've had your mom. She was a star. Now we got the dog on there. How's dear old mom doing, by the way?
She's great. They're actually coming over, my whole family, for my senior night. So watch out, Blacksburg. In about 3 weeks, the Amoores will be lighting it up. So
that's going to get rowdy. Get those charcuterie boards ready. I know you guys are ready for that. Hey, I do have a video that I found on social media of you since we're kind of goofing off right now. This is you at practice. But the shot's great, but I need you to walk us through these moves because my knees don't work like that. And I'm just, what's going on here?
You know, I actually did used to dance when I was a kid, but I think it's just something in the genetics or the
what?
I just am just a bit too smooth with it. All the difference is really is that now I've danced a little and I've got a little good recognition. I've got a little bit more confidence, so I'm afraid it might be seen a bit more.
Yeah, watch out. Clout on the way up for Georgia Amoore. And those knees, though, really are wild. Pack, you can do that too, can't you?
I got that. In fact, I'm doing it as we speak. You just can't see it.
That's how smooth it is.
So smooth.
Wait till the entire Amoore family rolls into Blacksburg. Everybody's going to be doing that in downtown Blacksburg. I can see it right now. It's coming. It's coming.
I'm doing it. You
that's
can't see
great.
it. You don't want to see it.
I love it. Well, listen, congratulations on the win. I know this season's going to be nuts down the stretch because if we take a snapshot of the standings, there are so many good teams in this league. And as you said, that you just can't take a night off. I mean, you got to be able to bring your A game any single night. And here we go. Louisville's at 7-1. Then everybody and their brother. Syracuse, the Hokies, North Carolina at 7-2. The Pac 6-2. Notre Dame's really good at 5-3. Florida State, I know they dropped out of the top 25, but dangerous at 6-4. Georgia, you just saw Duke. I mean, they were just unbelievable, even though they lost to Miami over the weekend. There's just so many good teams in the league, and the second half of the season is going to be spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, our stretch, especially, we've got a pretty tough pod, so we've still got UNC twice, State, we've got Duke again, but also teams like BC. There's just so many firepower teams that you just cannot simply take a night off against. And as you said, it's pretty much shown because everyone's lost one or plus. So, yeah, it's definitely dangerous.
I love it. All right. Well, listen, we'll let you get back to the big birthday celebration, and hopefully your roommate will behave. I'm not worried about the dog. I'm worried about your roommate behaving. And we'll let you guys get ready for Virginia coming up this week. But again, congrats on the big one against Syracuse, and stay healthy. And again, we look forward to seeing what happens in the second half.
Will do. Thanks for having me on, guys.